Join us as we uncover the rising stars of racing on Texas dirt track stars of tomorrow. And now, here's Mike.
Hey, welcome to round 2 of this baby here, episode 2 of the Texas Dirt Track Stars of Tomorrow. I hope y'all are getting something out of this. I know I've got quite a bit of attention. Last week we had young Levi Hernandez on talking about his efforts in racing, and it seemed to go over pretty good. Tonight we've got Trevor Caulfield joining us. Treyler's current driver in the Texas Dirt Truck Series, chart number 4. So without any further ado, hey Treyler.
Hey Mike, how's it going?
It's going good, bud. How are you?
Oh, surviving. Trying to survive this heat right now.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. You out in your shop a lot?
As often as I can be when I'm not working at home.
Not air conditioned, though, probably, huh?
No,
No.
not that fortunate yet. I got a squirrel cage fan that blows pretty good air, but that's about it.
There you go. Yeah, it's been hot, buddy. No question about it.
Yes,
wow.
sir.
But
Yes,
it's
sir.
Texas, I guess. It's South Texas at that.
Yeah, it's not breaking news. It's hot.
Yes, sir. So how's your season going, buddy? Tell us a little bit about, tell us about your background, where you came from. We'll work our way up to the current season.
Well, I wasn't always a racer. I started out playing baseball, high school and college. Played 4 years varsity in John City, Texas, and went on to play for a semester at Clarendon Junior College. And that wasn't for me. I ended up coming back, focusing on school, and now I'm here racing cars. Yep. I don't know which one I'm dumber for yet.
So when did you start racing?
2016 at Central Texas Speedway.
Oh, Kyle,
my first
asphalt. Yep.
Rookie year was on asphalt.
Yeah, I moved down here in time to take in maybe a couple of seasons of that track before it closed down, and I come from an asphalt background, so that was pretty cool. And then that shut down. Then I had to find dirt tracks, and it took me a while to find anything. But
same when Kyle shut down, I was like, well, what am I going to do? And
right.
we didn't race dirt whatsoever. But I told Dad one day, I said, well, I'm not going to learn anything sitting in the stands, so I might as well get a car and go out there and run with them. And that's when I-37 reopened. So I told Dad, oh heck, let's go give I-37 a shot. So we dropped our factory stocks for a while and went to tuners, and I went back to my factory stock about mid-season.
Yep. And so how did you do in all that your first couple of years?
The transition was tough at first, and I had a Nova, and the compacts weren't bad. My second race, I think I won a heat race. Brandon McCall won a few races that year. I passed him in the heat race to go win, so I was kind of like I hope he's watching this. I just want to tell people I passed Brandon McCall. But
I hope he is too.
But when I went up to factory stocks, we struggled to get going for a little bit. I've never been on dirt. As a matter of fact, first time I raced out there, Ray Doyen came up to me and goes, do you have a quick steer on that car? I said, no, why? He says, all I see is you waving your hands everywhere. So that's when I had to learn about the quick steers, and I was like, oh, well, that makes it a whole bunch easier.
Yeah. As long as it isn't too quick.
It was definitely an adjustment. Loading it on the trailer was definitely, once you would turn it very little. Like, whoa, hold on, come back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the transition's been fun. The most fun I've had is when I started running the trucks, because
right.
I don't know why, it just seems to click. I never really got the hang of my Nova. I wrecked it. I built a Monte Carlo one year, and I ran that one season, and that's when Russ Parker turned me on to the trucks, and ever since then I've been with the trucks.
You've been with them almost since the beginning, right? I mean, Maybe not the first season, but
The first year that Bo and Mike Tracy took it over, I
okay.
joined that year. I actually drove for Bo and Mike for like the last 4 races of that year.
Okay. So that was a couple of years in, just about somewhere
29.
around
It
there.
was 2019, I believe, 19 or
Right.
20, something like that.
Right. Right. So, the competition pretty tough now. I mean, I know it took you all a while to figure them trucks out, uh, but they seem to have come together pretty well. I mean, you get some pretty competitive racing. I
Well,
think.
my
See,
answer to that is also going to touch on a question you asked me earlier. We're struggling hard this season.
right.
I'm I'm just having one problem after the other. I fix one problem, then another one occurs. But that being said, the truck series it seems like a different winner every time. I always got, well,
Right.
who won? Who won? It's tough competition. You got Tommy Grimes. You got you know Tony Bernal's always tough. Like
Mhm.
Jamie Green's always tough. Colton Borlis is really getting a lot stronger since he started. It's been fun. A good friend of mine, watching him improve and get better. I'm just trying to get up there and fight with him a little bit.
Yeah. He had a
But
very good run at Cotton Bowl.
he did. He's had a good run all season. He's just right there
Right.
knocking on the door every weekend, and I hope he gets
Right.
it.
Right. Right.
If he don't get it, I hope he finishes second to me.
There you go. Where are you standing in the points? Any idea? I'm
I don't
just
think
looking at your.
I got to hit C more to find me on there. I'm way down there. We're like 10th or something like that.
I'm just looking at my race pass here. Looking at your finishes. You run 6 feature races this year. That includes the Fireball class
Yes.
you ran with.
Yeah, we
You
ran
got
the
you got
Fireball a few weeks back. That was a lot of fun.
Yep. You got a top 5, and which probably was that race, I think. And you've got a
I crossed the line third and got upgraded to second on the tech pad.
gotcha.
Pretty good
Take it.
for 48 hours before that. We weren't going to race, so
Yep. 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 That is excellent. How'd you like running with the Fireballs?
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What was an adjustment right away from hot laps and the heat race was we were on different tires, so I had to get used to that,
Right.
grip level and the stance of the trucks. Obviously, we lost a little bit of stance with the 8-inch to 10-inch tires,
Yep.
but
Yep.
the truck wasn't too upset with having them, so not
Yep.
too bad. Russ
Well,
Parker's texting me while I'm sitting here on the
right.
podcast.
You got a lot of laps at 37 too, right? I mean,
I
it's
do.
wasn't your first time there.
No, it was not. And the track was really good that night.
Mhm.
Chris, Ray, and everyone there is doing a great job there. I was able to, I was trying to chase Howie Marks, who ended up winning at one point, and Evident Ivy. Uh, I was able to go in high and attack out on the bottom and try to get a run on the straightaway, but my truck was still running a little rough. So turns out plug wires were touching the headers a little bit, so it was creating a bad fire in order, so to speak. So
Yep.
it wasn't running worth a crap.
Yep. Um, so what is your truck? What's the chassis? Is it an arch truck or
I believe it's an Arts. Yes, I got it from
an
Russ
arch?
Parker. It was the original one that he was going to build, and then
Mhm.
they found a better deal on the one that he currently races, and that one's just sitting out in the back. So when I was getting ready to start, uh, he told me to just come get that chassis,
Yep.
and I got
Cool.
started from there.
Cool. You running a crate or a built open motor?
602 crate, yes sir.
Great. And how's that going for you? I know there's a lot of opinions on crate motors, but I have my
Uh,
opinion.
well, I think almost all the trucks out there have crate motors, so
Hmm.
I like it. I don't want to go back to an open motor. I like my crate motor for now. If I can just get it running back right.
Right.
So,
Yep. Yep.
but in the trucks, if we run a crate, you can run a 4 barrel, so that kind of helps a little bit too.
Right. I think the crates at a quarter mile track like 37, I think they're just the torque curve is right where it needs to be. I
Oh,
think
it's a
in
lot of
those
fun.
motors. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Matter of
cool.
fact, we had a race earlier this year. Someone was like, my carburetor was still at Greg Springs, and someone said, "Well, just put a 2 barrel on." I was like, "Absolutely not."
No. No. You'd have dropped to the back big time.
Yep.
Um, well, cool. So you've been racing since what year again? Tell me.
2016.
2016. So you're, let's see, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7 years into it, going on 8.
It's my ninth season.
I can't
16,
do
17.
math.
Yeah, I
I
had to
can't
count.
do math.
Yeah, 9.
What?
Wow.
Uh, Tell me about your family a little bit. I know your dad's a racer.
Well, I'm fourth generation. My great grandfather was a racer. I believe my dad said he raced motorcycles at one point. That's actually a picture of the other side. Sorry, that's my grandfather right there.
Okay.
Hot lapping Ricky Ware's sprint car,
Wow.
and that I
Cool.
believe that's 1970. And
Cool.
of course, my dad's third generation, and there's a name on that door on that sprint car, Bob York. That's who my dad's named after. Was my grandfather's crew chief.
Okay.
So that's you know it,
And
it runs in the family.
where did he run that? Devil's Bowl or?
Oh, I could be lying to you. I don't know.
That's fine. Just curious. Just curious.
I, for all I know, it could be Pan American Speedway up here. That used to be
Okay.
by my house.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Um, so your dad, I've seen him race in the past. Do you have a 57 Chevy running as a pure stock? Is that what he?
56 Chevy.
56 Chevy running in the pure stock class?
Yes, sir.
That was cool. Very, very cool. Does he still have that, or did you guys
No,
sell it?
we sold it when I started running the truck so we could buy the motor for my truck because we didn't want to.
Gotcha.
We wanted to go with the crates. We didn't want to mess with
Gotcha.
building motors no more because we wanted the best possible horsepower and affordable. So, but he sold it to some guy up north, and I don't really know what he's doing with it now. I don't even know if it's ran or if he's got it on display or what he's got. But
Yeah.
he's won in that car before out at Kyle. And
Really? Wow.
ended up unfortunately DQ'd at the end of the night. Miscommunication as far as rules and what we can run that night. But
Right.
he ran a good race with it, and
Right.
it was unfortunate, but it was fun to see it run up front and see what it could do.
Yep. There's a lot of vintage car clubs around the country. That would be perfect for something like that.
I always hoped that him and Steve Riggs would have shared the track together. It would have been cool to see Dad's 56 and his 57 out there together.
That's true. That's true. So what are your plans here for the rest of this season?
Well, like I said, we've been struggling all year. I found a few more things that have been a problem. I'm going to focus myself a little bit more to the race car here the next upcoming weeks and try to get back to running up front and finishing races. Heck, even starting races this year, as we've been having so much bad luck in heats.
Yeah.
It's just been honestly hands down the worst season I've ever had. And
Wow.
I'm hoping to bounce back from it. I'm not getting my head down. It's frustrating, especially the ride home Saturday, as everyone knows. That's the worst. Everybody quits on Saturday. I'm done with this. I'm not doing it no more.
No,
And
I
then
know it.
and Sunday and Monday, you're out there like, all right, what do I got to do to fix this thing?
Well, it.
And on that note, Buck, I got to give a tip of the hat to Buck Borlis. He talks me off the ledge every Sunday. Hey, it's all right. We'll get better. Whatever you need, let me know. And he's, he always calls and checks on us. He does a great job with that. So he always, keeps picking me up and dusting me off a little bit and pushing me back out there. So does my family, my girlfriend, everyone. It takes an army. You got to have the family behind you too sometimes.
Yep. No question about that.
My little brother
question.
busts his butt at the track to help me. When I need tires done or we need to change something, he's always right there. Hard to get him to wake up when it's time to get ready to start going, but once he's up, he's going.
What's your next race? Where are you going?
We're going to Edna on, don't get me lying on the date, not this weekend, but next Friday.
Okay.
And looking forward to that. Owen Pittman always puts on a good show, fast show.
Right.
Always have a good track, both of them every time we go. So
right.
If I can run the race, it'll be fun.
Yep, he does a good job. I think this Friday night deal he's got going over there might take a while to take off, but I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm looking
nobody
forward
else
to
around here is running Friday nights.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, and some people know this, some people don't. Most people don't care. But where I'm from, Thursday nights is the night you race.
Oh,
It's and it's just crazy. It's crazy, but
Well, I
it's
know
just
up along the East Coast, they race every night of the week.
there's something every night of the week.
Hmm.
Yep, it's up in the Northeast for sure. Uh, Wednesday night's a regular night at a couple of tracks that I'm familiar with. But Thursday night is it's a gem. It's just what you do on
Yeah,
Thursday nights. You only got one more day to get through, and then it's the weekend. So
yeah,
the old beer coolers come out big
yeah.
time Thursday nights at Thunder Road. Hey,
Well,
enough
that way you have the
enough
weekend
plugging.
to fix it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, usually there's plenty of there's plenty of other tracks to run on the weekends, but a lot of
Yeah,
these guys, that's what they do. They run Thursday nights. They're locals. They're dedicated to that track, and that track's got its own set of rules, pretty much.
yeah.
You're not going to go run those cars anywhere else. But anyway, enough of that. Uh, so you're going to finish out the season for sure in the trucks,
Yes,
doing
sir.
doing as much as you can. What are you looking forward to next year? I know it's soon to tell, but what are your longer term goals,
As
Trailer?
of right now, the plan is to return back to the Truck Series next year.
Okay,
Long as they don't get fed up with me and throw me out.
can't
But
imagine they would.
I hope not.
Hey,
But
I'm going to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm good.
No, I'm gonna. You got a business. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about your business here too. Give you an opportunity. But before we do, if you don't mind, I'm going to run this little ad you and I put together here, and
That's fine.
show you off a little bit. Sit tight.
I appreciate it.
Ready to take your race team's image to the next level? Look no further than TLC Graphics. We specialize in transforming your vision into reality with custom wraps that make your vehicle the star of the track. Whether you're gearing up for the big race or a local event, our expert designs will get you noticed. Need a new logo that screams speed and power? We've got you covered. We create standout logos that reflect your team's brand. But why stop there? Extend your brand with eye-catching banners, cups, koozies, t-shirts, and hats. Perfect for fans and crew alike, our custom gear ensures you stand out, both on and off the track. At TLC Graphics, we're not just about graphics. We're about making your team look first class. Get in touch today. Call 210-980-5305. Let's rev up your image with TLC Graphics. TLC Graphics, because winning looks this good.
There you go, big guy. Good stuff.
Much.
Good stuff. So go ahead, tell us about your business. How'd you get into it? How long you been doing it? How's it going currently?
So I went to school for graphic design. I ADT online for a few years, and it was just something I've always wanted to do. Dad used to get frustrated years ago when Kyle was called Thunder Hill. We used to go watch, and there was this one. I remember it was like a black and pink 51 that went flying by one time, and it was running like crap, sounded like crap. And I was like, "Oh, Dad, look! It had a cool wrap on it." So, Dad, that car looks cool. And he's like, "Yeah, but it's back there." And I was like, "No, it don't matter. He looks cool." So that's what I've always kind of been into. So I've just continued with it. And my dad used to hand paint all of our race cars. Matter of fact, the Nova we
Mm-hmm.
got back there on the wall, that my dad, we painted that one. That was before I was doing any decals or wraps or anything.
Yep.
And then one day I just decided I wanted to do it, and I bought a regular vinyl cutter. It just started from there.
Yep. Yep. So how's business? I mean, I know you've done some work for us, but how's it
It
all
goes
going?
it goes up and down. Like the summertime is going to be my slowest because racers are supposed to have everything they need, but uh, it goes up and down. I'm very fortunate to have the client base that I do. Uh, Very blessed to have all the opportunities I have had, and I'm just going to continue to try to grow as much as I can and do the best I can for my customers.
Do you do things other than race cars? Do you do any commercial vehicles or?
I've done for a security company before. I've done like
Yeah.
right now. I'm going to be doing for a local car salesman place. They need some signage on the outer window. Designing some flyers for another customer right now,
Right.
and
Right.
I think we're doing 2 go-karts as well right now. So yeah, I'd like to branch out a little more from just race cars. start getting into more commercial stuff. So have that to go along with the race car. I want the race cars to be for fun, commercials to pay the bills. You know.
I hear you. Well, you do good work. I mean, they're usually good-looking graphics. The work you
Thank you.
do.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and you're local. I mean, you must be just like every other business. You're competing with the online internet
I am.
companies. The downside to them is the, the time it takes, the personal service that you don't get, and replacements. I mean, to me, you're local. The guy needs a partial wrap for his rear quarter panel, and you did it. You got it. You do
Yeah.
it.
And
Right?
for the most part, my phone's always on my hip. So if anyone calls or texts me, I'll always answer it. If you want to be like Levi and Jeremy, they're the worst at texting me at like 10:30, and I'm like, Jeremy, it's 10:30. Levi's just as talented as picking the worst times to text me, but I don't mind it. They're great people. Uh, they're
Right.
always there. They're reliable as
Right.
customers.
Right.
I enjoy them.
Devoted.
Devoted,
Devoted.
devoted. That definitely.
Yep.
It's hilarious reading Jeremy's text when he needs something because he tries to do that voice to text and it comes out all. And I'm like, what? I end up calling him like, what was that?
Yep. I know it. So, anyway, you're having fun.
I'm having a
Even though it's
blast.
frustrating, you're having a blast.
Yeah, there's nights where I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to do this no more. It's a lot of work, but then when the project's done or the race car's done, I'm like, that wasn't bad.
Right.
Just
Right.
got to get through them tough the nights that are really long.
Right. Yeah, it hurts the pocketbook, no question about it. And that's probably the worst part of the whole deal
Hurts time.
is
Right now it's a
time
lot of
and money.
time because I'm trying to, I want to keep my race car going. More importantly, I want to keep my business going,
Hmm.
and trying to find that balancing act between which one do I work on more. Well, obviously the business comes first, but trying to set
Yep.
aside time for the race car. Time
Yep.
management it becomes hard. A lot of people think because you own your own business, you work from home, that you got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
No, your time is
No.
not yours.
No. You're responsible for everything that goes right and everything that goes wrong,
That's right.
and it's hard.
And
So
it happens all the time where someone will be like, "Hey, did you forget?" I'm like, "Oh crap, yes, I have it written down, but just there's so much going on at one time. I just get sidetracked sometimes."
yeah, I hear you. So
Yes,
who
sir.
would you like to recognize tonight? Like I asked Levi last show, is there anybody you want to recognize or thank or blame?
Excuse me. Wow, no blaming yet. I'll blame Buck Borlis. I always blame Buck.
Uh,
It's always
uh,
his fault. Just ask him. But no, I gotta first and foremost my sponsors. Tech Help Professional Service has been with me my whole racing career from the beginning, and they are a huge contribution to my racing career. I would not literally be racing without them. And of course, my company, TLC Graphics, Pistols Transmissions, Sean Folsom Photography, Supreme Foundation Repair with Lance Gaither and his family. Um, Greg Spreen got me in and out of my carburetor earlier this year. Really
mhm.
helped me out. He builds awesome carburetors. It woke my truck up when I got his carburetor.
Yep.
Not even kidding. Russ Parker Construction. Russ Parker has been a huge help to me throughout my racing career and an even better friend. So
Good
uh,
guy. He's a
he
good guy.
is. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh,
But
hopefully he's not watching.
I think he's listening. I hope he is.
Probably.
Um, let's see, I'm making sure I don't forget anybody. Harmon's Barbecue. He's bailed me out a couple times this year. Uh, awesome barbecue. If you ever been in the Shirts area on Main Street, he's right there on Main Street, right before the train tracks. Go check him out. Tell him I sent you.
Okay. Where are you
See,
located, Trailer? Where's your shop?
Live Oak, Texas.
Live Oak.
Yes, sir. And
Yep.
right now we don't really have a shop. I kind of work in the driveway of my house.
Well, you know what? That's something else we were talking about recently is the dedication that you guys have and the equipment, the shop, the supplies that you have to work with is usually fairly limited.
Very.
I mean, there are. I was telling Levi last time. There's guys that work, and you know this as well as I do. Some of you guys are working on your car out in the driveway,
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm currently doing.
yep, you're one. You're one. So, my hats off to you guys, you young fellas coming up through trying to make a go of this thing, and it is very very difficult. I know that, um, and you guys, you seem dedicated, and you're on top of it. Of course, it's a bug that you get bitten by. Probably wasn't hard for you to get bitten, coming from a racing family.
Yeah,
But
it was funny telling my dad when he was sitting there one day, and I told him quietly. I didn't dare tell him in front of my mom. Like, hey, Dad, I think I want to start racing. I want to try it. And I
mhm.
started as a crew member on his 56, and then one day we went and picked up a Nova, and that's kind of how we dropped the bomb with my mom. She walks out. It was funny. She goes, "We tried to play it off as it was Dad's backup car, in case something
Yeah.
happens to his." And she walks straight out, looks at me, goes, "Well, what number are you gonna be?" And that's when I knew the cat was out of the bag. So,
Well, your dad said something funny to me one time up at I
I
think it
don't.
was.
I'd be
Should I
shocked if it was
repeat
just
it?
one thing. I don't care. Go for it.
I think it was up at Cotton Bowl. I
All
asked him.
for
I
it.
said, "So how's the truck going? How's the trailer doing?" He says it's loose. I said, "Well, what do you think? Is it?" No, he says, "I think it's a loose nut behind the wheel." So I said, okay, that
That
works.
that sounds like my dad.
Yeah,
But
and of course he goes stomping off.
yeah,
But anyway, I kind of got a kick out of that. Well, listen, bud. I think we can probably wrap this thing up.
yes, sir.
Unless you got anything else you want to talk about or say.
Uh, I missed the C3 Speed Horses, Aaron Letty, as one of my sponsors. I hope I didn't miss anyone else. I think I covered everyone, so I just want to cover that one real quick.
You'll get a chance in Victory Land to do it all over again.
Yes, sir.
It's
I
coming.
hope so.
It's
I mean,
coming.
little bit of list. Tim Sewell's helped me a lot this year. Kevin Natek, really good friend of mine. It's just
Right.
a bunch of the names that have really helped.
Right. Well, as I said before, and I always like to say this, to quote the legendary Ken Squire. Ken always used to say to the crowd when announcing a race before the evening was over, sooner or later, he would say, "And there, ladies and gentlemen, is an example of ordinary guys doing extraordinary things." And I think that's what you guys are. That's just my take on it all. You guys are awesome. Keep plugging.
I will do it. Thank you, sir.
Keep plugging. All right, buddy. We
All
will
right.
talk at you later. And thank you, Trailer. Do
Yes, sir.
appreciate it very,
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank
Thanks,
you for
buddy.
having me. Yes, sir.
Be good.
You too. Bye bye.